Have you ever wondered how a failed partnership with Nintendo accidentally created the biggest name in gaming? It's a story of revenge, innovation, and a little gray box that changed everything. This is the incredible saga of the PlayStation. Our story begins in the late 1980s. Sony, a giant in consumer electronics, partners with Nintendo, the king of video games, to create a CD-ROM add-on for the Super Nintendo. Imagine the Nintendo PlayStation. It was set to be revealed at the 1991 Consumer Electronics Show, but in a shocking twist, Nintendo announced they were ditching Sony and partnering with Philips instead. Ouch! Sony was publicly humiliated, but Ken Kutaragi, the father of PlayStation, refused to let the project die. He convinced Sony's executives that instead of an add-on, they should build their own console. It was a massive gamble. The video game industry was notoriously difficult to break into. But fueled by a desire for revenge and a vision for 3D gaming, Sony pushed forward. In December 1994, the original PlayStation launched in Japan. It was a revolution. While competitors were still focused on 2D sprites, the PlayStation brought affordable, incredible 3D graphics into living rooms. Its sleek design and mature marketing targeted an older audience, breaking the video games off a kid's stereotype. Titles like Ridge Racer and Tomb Raider showcased its power, and with Final Fantasy VII, Sony landed a system-selling masterpiece that had previously been a Nintendo exclusive. The PlayStation wasn't just a console, it was a cultural phenomenon, selling over 100 million units and cementing Sony's place at the top. Then came the year 2000. How do you follow up one of the most successful consoles of all time? You create a legend. The PlayStation 2. This black monolith wasn't just a gaming machine. It was an all-in-one entertainment hub with a built-in DVD player. This was a genius move. At the time, standalone DVD players were expensive. The PS2 offered a next-gen gaming console and a DVD player for a similar price. Its game library was arguably the greatest of all time. We're talking Grand Theft Auto 3, which redefined open-world games. We're talking Metal Gear Solid 2 Quent, a cinematic masterpiece. God of War, Shadow of the Colossus, Kingdom Hearts. The list is endless. The PS2's dominance was absolute. It went on to become the best-selling video game console in history, with over 155 million units sold, a record that still stands today. It was a dynasty, but every king faces a challenge. The seventh console generation was a three-way brawl. Sony, feeling a bit overconfident, launched the PlayStation 3 in 2006 with a notoriously high price tag, $599 for the premium model. Their initial slogan, "It only does everything," felt a bit arrogant. The complex Cell processor, while powerful, was incredibly difficult for developers to work with. For the first time, PlayStation was on the back foot. The Xbox 360 had a year's head start and a more developer-friendly environment. The Nintendo Wii captured the casual market with its motion controls. The PS3 struggled, but Sony didn't give up. They released a slimmer, more affordable model. They invested heavily in first-party exclusives that truly showcased the machine's power. Games like The Last of Us, Uncharted 2 and God of War 3 were technical marvels and critical darlings. The PlayStation Network became free, a huge advantage over Xbox Live's subscription model, and the PS3 introduced the world to Blu-ray, winning the format war against HD DVD. It was a slow, grueling comeback, but by the end of its life, the PS3 had clawed its way back, selling a respectable 87 million units. It proved that Sony could take a punch and keep fighting. After the humbling experience of the PS3, Sony went back to the drawing board for their next console. The mission was clear: listen to developers and focus on the games. In 2013, the PlayStation 4 was born. It was built for the players. The architecture was familiar and powerful, making it a dream for developers. It launched at a competitive $399, a full $100 cheaper than its main rival, the Xbox One. The PS4 was a masterclass in getting everything right. The user interface was clean, the DualShock 4 controller was a massive improvement, and the share button kickstarted a new era of social gaming and streaming. But as always, the games were the true stars. God of War 2018, Wano, Marvel's Spider-Man, Horizon Zero Dawn, Bloodborne, Uncharted, or 4. Sony's first-party studios delivered hit after hit, creating unforgettable narrative experiences that defined the generation. The PS4 dominated the market, selling over 117 million units and restoring the PlayStation brand to its throne. It was a triumphant return to form. And that brings us to today, the PlayStation 5. Launched in 2020, this futuristic-looking tower is all about next-generation speed and immersion. The custom SSD virtually eliminates loading times, a true game-changer. The new DualSense controller, with its haptic feedback and adaptive triggers, is a piece of magic, letting you feel the tension of a bowstring or the pitter-patter of rain. Despite launching in the middle of a global supply chain crisis, the demand for the PS5 has been astronomical. It's the fastest-selling console in PlayStation history, with jaw-dropping exclusives like Ratchet & Clank, Rift Apart, and Horizon Forbidden West, and with more on the way, the future looks incredibly bright. From a revenge project born out of betrayal to the undisputed king of console gaming, the story of PlayStation is a testament to innovation, perseverance, and the power of great games. It changed how we play, what we play, and who plays. 4 iconic symbols, the triangle, circle, cross, and square, have become a universal language for gamers everywhere. What's your favorite PlayStation memory? Was it solving puzzles with Lara Croft, swinging through New York as Spider-Man, or that epic boss battle against a god? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to read your stories. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the history of gaming. Until next time, keep playing.